The Biscuit Lemonade Man.
Yeah, it's like Kevin Costner. Hang on. You got Kevin Costner with like the Zabruder footage and trying to pick up Derek in the background and go up and to the left, up and to the left.
Enhance.
The magic biscuit theory.
There's just a pair of knickers.
If you look carefully, you can see a man violating a tiger on the grassy knoll.
Exactly, with a biscuit.
The biscuit is very large.
He had his own version of soggy biscuit.
Right.
God.
It was soggy cat vagina biscuit.
So, did he actually say we thought we were the cat's pants?
Yes.
I think so.
There is a
God.
theme running through.
Isn't the
Derek.
phrase the cat's whiskers, though?
Yes.
I mean, I was prepared totally to write that off as coincidence.
What you got? The
earlier,
bee's
but no.
knees.
Bees knees.
Cat's pyjamas, isn't
No,
it?
Yeah, cat's pyjamas.
Oh.
Yeah.
The cat's pyjamas.
So maybe he meant that, but he
yeah, but
sexualised
it's like,
it.
yeah, he's like, oh, the pyjamas. I would like the pyjamas to be pulled down to reveal the cat's knickers.
Frilly, lacy.
I bet he thought cat's thong, cat's PVC zip
Yeah.
panties.
The cat's crotchless panties.
Cat's crotchless chaps.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next one then.
Okay.
So this one we have actually heard, but only because we didn't expect to ever use
This is
it.
a good
But
one.
this is a good one. I think you'll like this one,
Oh,
Stuart.
okay.
This one is Derek telling us the story of his first girlfriend. I'm not going to say any more than that, but I
If
think
she was a cat.
Meow.
yeah, right.
Exactly.
Her name was Mittens.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
Going back to the 30s, I could remember my first girlfriend. I was about 14, and she used to work as a maid at Cleveland Poultry Farm.
Out of interest, maids are a thing with
Yeah.
his stories. So did
The maid is who had her knickers
Knickers
sucked
ripped
off by
off.
the bone hoover.
I'm just saying that there are things you can link
Yes.
on a massive like
Cats
conspiracy
and
board.
maids.
I don't think the board would be that big.
No, it's just-
basically pants, it's cats, and knickers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maids, cats, knickers.
Giant biscuits the size of the sun. I'm picturing in my mind the ultimate Derek pornography, and it is a cat, maybe a stuffed cat,
Did he live to
with
see the Fritz
a
the Cat
French
films?
maid's outfit on and red knickers.
That's Fritz the Cat, the movie, isn't it?
yeah, he must have loved that.
Jettisoning arcs of hot. Sorry. Here, back.
Ropey yellow spunk.
Sorry. Back to the
That's the
story.
episode title right there.
God, I feel sorry for Tom and his family after all this. Here we
they
go.
don't have to hear us.
That's true. Never listen to this, Tom. Please, never listen to this. Here we go.
By the Hummingbird petrol station. And we were out walking round Note Lane, and it was a boiling hot day. It was in the 90s. And I began to feel unwell. I became very, very hot. And of course, I had no money. And at that time, we had just moved to Selby Avenue. And I faced a long walk home. I said goodbye to my girlfriend, and we parted at Cleveland Poultry Farm by the Hummingbird filling station. I never saw her again.
What? That's it.
I don't. And there's still a little bit more to go, but what I don't understand is she just dumped him because he was a bit ill.
No, he just didn't see her again.
He just disappeared.
Does he know what a girlfriend is?
I think he just met a girl once in the
Yeah.
street and then never saw her again.
Yeah.
You can really, because he worked as a taxi driver. Is that right?
Later. But this is like he's still a kid.
Well,
here.
you can see yes, but in this story, you can see his the way he remembers the names of every place. He's very good on place names, isn't he?
Yes. Because I think the people did not exist, so therefore he can call them anything he likes.
And all the places. Hummingbird petrol station. Bizarre. Cleveland Poultry Farm.
Yeah. They all sound like, I don't know, places from a Roald Dahl book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
How I got home to Selby Avenue, I don't know. But I did, and I collapsed on entering the house. The doctor was called, and I was diagnosed as having Scarlet Fever.
Right.
I was put to bed 2 floors up in this large house. Britain in Selby Avenue. I don't know if it's still there to this day, but when the ambulance man came, I said, I think I can walk down the stairs to save you the trouble. And they insisted that I still stay on the stretcher, and with great difficulty I was got down 2 flights of stairs and into the waiting ambulance. Sadly, the poor ambulance driver, I can't recall his name, but a few hours later he died from a heart attack. The strain was too much.
What? He's got a theme, right? Things dying of heart attacks. Animals, his mate who lived in Brookside, they just die. The strain is too much of what? Driving an ambulance?
Of carrying him down the stairs.
Yeah.
I think his implication.
He's got guilt. He feels guilty.
He's got like whatever the Midas touch of death is. It just seems to
the
walk
Medusa touch.
Yeah, he just walks in people's lives.
Bizarre. I can't remember his name. No shit, you can't remember his name. He was driving an ambulance. I mean,
How do you know
there's
he
no
died?
connection between you. Why would you remember the name?
Why did you know he died?
Well, you know what we do know is he lived in bloody Selby Avenue. He says that every other sentence. Selby Avenue, Selby Avenue,
Here's a
Selby
thought.
Avenue.
Here's a thought.
Sadly, he died.
I would like to know if the house Derek lived in when he died is haunted by Derek.
That would be amazing.
Because that would be the most fantastic EVP recordings in history.
Perhaps we could hear, we could hear the end of the stories.
Are you there, Derek?
Have you brought the cat Knickers?
I was first here in 1933.
On Selby Avenue.
I would like a giant biscuit.
Does he have one of those blue plaques on the house? And it just says, for fuck's sake. On it.
Yeah, I
Huge
don't
biscuit.
know. All right.
So Scarlet Fever was a thing, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
it was deadly.
Oh, yeah. But what I found odd was, I mean, surely that was leading into he had sunstroke or heat stroke or something, not scarlet fever.
Yeah, it's weird. He conflates the heat of his fever with the heat of the day, and it's all this. It's strange, isn't it? He says it was a really hot day,
Maybe he
but
was
then it's
just-
like
yeah.
I'm hot. It's like, well, what are you trying to say? He's trying to say it was a hot day, or that you had a fever, you had a temperature. You know? Do you know what I mean? It's it's all this weird.
But I don't.
There is a certain lack of intelligence there that is sort of he tries to make up with this sort of well-spoken approach. Do you know what I mean? And it's sort of like it's the construction, it's the sort of the glue of these stories that make you sort of doubt certain details.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's got this thing of the internal world being all he really understands,
Yes.
and nothing actually holds together when
Yes.
he tries to fit together a
Yeah.
narrative externally.
Yes.
It's funny because in many respects it's like he has all these details in to serve a story that at the end of the day you go, fuck off. That's
Yeah,
not
that
real.
never happened.
It's like, why put all that effort in?
How would you even know that the ambulance driver died of a heart attack from the strain of
I
that?
came and told him, do you remember me on the, remember the ambulance earlier? Yeah, I'm just dying of a heart attack. Cheers.
I just died,
Yeah?
mate.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
What a stupid story. Yeah, you're right.
Very stupid.
Well spotted. Right, next one. And this story...
I want to hear more of his girlfriend in the
no, I
poultry
don't-
farm.
I don't think there is anymore.
I don't think there is anymore.
Is it a bit like she lived in Canada? Do you think it was like that? Yeah, she worked at Cleveland Poultry
yeah.
Farm. She can't see you. She's scrubbing chicken shit off her hands all evening.
I went to the Hummingbird petrol station. They said
Hummingbird.
she'd moved away to another petrol station in a different town. Something like that.
I never saw her again.
I never saw her before. That's kind of how it should be.
Yeah, he doesn't say that she's left him. It's just like I never saw her again.
Right, next
Not
story.
really much of a relationship.
Now, this is how Tom's put it, not me. But Tom says Derek, in this story, is a cunt to his youngest brother.
Oh.
And this is a strange one. I've heard this one.
Okay.
Here we go.
He was a tank driver, first class. He didn't see any war service. He went to India, and by the time he got to India, the war was over. And I often used to pull his leg and say, I got the Germans out of North Africa, mate, and I got them out of Sicily, and I got them out of Italy. And then I went to Normandy, and I got them out of there. I said, there's nothing left for you to do now. And that's what I used to pull his leg about.
There you go. I don't understand the point of that at all.
Well, he's saying I was a better soldier.
I killed more Germans
Yeah,
than you.
I killed more Germans than
He
you.
got the Germans. Derek didn't get a German out of everything. Derek couldn't have got a German out of his spare room.
No.
Do we think that he's lying about his military service?
Well, here's the thing. I think his brother was the guy who got the bone hoover, judging by the story.
Why?
Because he went to India, so I'm guessing he maybe went further
Was India
afield.
involved? What was India's involvement in the Second World War? I know that Churchill starved them all, but
I actually don't know, but I presume they were kind of like
were they actually
forced to
involved?
fight
Were
for
they
the
involved?
Allied.
Well, yes, they were obviously Indian regiments, weren't there, in the British Army who fought alongside?
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, just saying, like, I'm a better soldier, and it's funny that it's a very old-fashioned turn of phrase to pull someone's leg about. You know, you don't hear it that often, like that way round.
if
Do
I
you?
was his brother-
You'd say to someone, "You're pulling my leg," but you wouldn't say, "I pulled his leg about." Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe. But then I would also argue if I was his brother, I'd be like, yeah, but I got to go really nice India, and it was warm there, and I didn't have to do nothing. And meanwhile, you were fighting for your life in Europe, so I win.
Also, I'm a tank driver first class, and
Yeah.
they daren't give you a rifle.
Yeah, I do wonder if, like, they were like, okay, Derek, we're going to give you a gun, but it's got a squeaky thing on the end, so you don't cause any damage to yourself or anyone around you.
6 brothers, so there's probably a lot of competitiveness in the family. You imagine?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because he was what? I'm trying to do the math. He was like 14 or something in the late 30s. So
He was the right age to go to war in the Second World War.
Well, that's what
wasn't
I'm
he?
saying.
Yeah.
If he might have been like really kind of young, like 18, 19 when he went.
Could have been, yeah.
So I'm not saying he didn't fight for this country, and I'm sure he did, and he's sure he did his thing. But I'm guaranteeing he was not the most popular part of his troop or anything. You know, his brigade. They probably were like, "Fucking Derek, telling stories about fucking tigers in the trenches."
He's probably like, we need to move on this position. Oh, I'm at the zoo.
Again? He'd be like 110 years old then if he was still alive.
Yeah, probably. There's not much. He doesn't say when he was born and stuff like that, or when
Didn't
he died.
he passed
but-
away in the early 2000s, late 1990s?
Well, I don't know. This is another thing. Tom, you're going to have to fill us in on this if you're still listening, Tom. 1, did he have a wife? 2, did he have kids? 3, what was the question? When did he die?
I think we've answered these previously. Thank you.
No worries.
I think
Mildly disturbing.
I do this all the time.
he adjusted, for all the listeners, Paul just adjusted my mic in a tender way.
In a tender way, a soft, gentle touch.
He lowered the mic to my mouth.
Right. Last of the short stories now, and this one's
okay.
called Derek Finds Something Beautiful.
I wish there was more, you know?
I know, but the thing is, it's kind of... the sad thing is, there is lots more, tons more. It's just unlistenable because of the audio
it's a
quality.
shame.
So unless anyone's got some fancy...
Well, perhaps an AI could be developed.
Everyone
A voice
says
recognition
AI.
AI. What do you mean?
I've literally run it through one.
Oh,
Yeah,
it had
it
no...
couldn't discern the voice
I
from
love
the
that.
noise.
I love the fact that our modern technology just took one listen to Derek and went, no,
No.
I can't help you at this point. I'm all out.
I think the problem is if you can't make it out with human ears, you can't expect the computer to make it out.
No,
No, that's not fair. It's not fair to put the blame on the computer,
We'll
is
just
it?
have to wait for the technological singularity to happen.
Yeah.
I'd like
And then
to
we
see...
can-
I think it's due next Thursday, so I don't have to wait long.
Yes, and they could actually, once that happens...
What,
the
you think
superintelligent-
aliens are going to come down here and translate
No,
Derek
you don't
for
listen,
us?
mate. It's just this is like the fucking Pac-Man thing all over again, right? The technological singularity is not about aliens.
It might be.
No, it's not.
How do you think we got...
It's clearly
how
defined
How do you
as a
think we
thing.
got Velcro?
What are you talking about?
Aliens gave us Velcro.
Right. That may be the
Aliens
case,
gave us
Paul.
Velcro.
But when I refer
It's a
to
fact.
the
Gave Derek
technological...
the clown
I learned it on a
and gave
YouTube
you
video.
Velcro.
Yeah.
When
Go on.
I refer to the technological singularity, I'm
Yeah.
referring to the point, the posited point in the future
Yeah.
where AI starts to build itself and it reaches post-human levels of intelligence,
Right.
superhuman levels of
And at
intelligence.
that point, we can ask it to
and
fix
nothing
Derek.
about fucking aliens. Yes,
They might. Well, would it be an alien though if it became its own thing?
No, it wouldn't be an alien, would it?
Why
It would be a
wouldn't it?
super intelligent fucking AI.
It might be an alien.
Why would it be an AI if we built it?
It's like that film Moonfall, isn't it, with the AI, and it becomes a big swarming mass and then lived in our moon.
Nanobots. Yes, you're talking about alien nanobots. Totally different
No,
thing.
it's AI in the thing, isn't it? And it got so intelligent it broke its little
Yes, but
glass
it was
box.
alien AI.
So glad I haven't seen this film.
I knew you watched it. I didn't know anything about it because of Red Letter Media, frankly.
It looks real bad.
But effectively, it's about aliens who look like humans in another part of the galaxy creating AI that becomes so clever that it destroys that planet and then comes to ours. And then,
That doesn't sound very clever.
no,
what I would
Sounds
like to
clumsy.
see...
it doesn't like humanity.
I'd like to see an AI who actually builds...
Derek.
From all of the clips and all of everything we can get of Derek, and we feed it into this machine. And then we've got a
3D
Derek, and we can ask
3D
Derek,
prints.
ask it questions.
You can ask him questions.
Like, what was your girlfriend's name? You liar.
How many have
She
died
was
at your
called
hands?
Mrs. Cleveland Poultry Farm.
We haven't reached the level where we could get a computer to bring back his voice, so to speak.
Yeah. He has a very distinctive voice.
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
is.
It's not an unpleasant voice.
It is. I would
You think?
disagree. It's if you heard any of these recordings in an abandoned house in the middle of the night,
It'd be
just playing
creepy,
out,
yeah.
it'd be horrible.
It is a bit Vincent Pricey, actually. That sort of
Yeah.
register. He's very halting as well in the way he speaks, isn't he?
Yeah, he takes
As
a lot
if
of
he's
pauses.
making it up.
I would argue it's not so much he's making it up, but I think like he's rolling the thought in his head just before it comes out. You know, it's like how do I lie about this,
I
and
think-
what phrases do I use?
I think he was intimidated by those biscuits. He was like, "Oh
They were just
my!"
too large.
Yes.
I really hope there are letters and stories of Derek, because that's a book, isn't it? The easiest book in the world. Diary of Derek.
And what? Who would you sell this book to?
Whimsical comedy folk who like whimsical comedy stories about animals and death and knickers.
Well, I like books about knickers.
Don't we all?
I've got a 3-volume set.
Here we go.
What do you mean? What? What do you mean? Here we go. I'm just describing
You've
some
got a
books I own to
3-volume
you.
set on Auntie's Bloomers.
No, it's called Knickers 1, Knickers 2, and Knickers 3.
Oh, the Knickers triptych.
It's the Knickers,
Yeah.
Knickers trilogy,
Yeah.
and it's by John
Knicker.
Underpants.
So, in all your comedy improvisational skills, you thought you'd call 3 books Knickers 1, 2 and 3 written by Johnny Underpants.
Yes, and I'm too reclined to be an effective comedy performer.
Published by Grundy House.
Yeah. Undy House.
Yeah.
Grundys.
Yeah, that
Dirty Grundys.
Slimy Grundys.
No, they're not slimy. Right, let's do
They
this.
are my shelf, I tell you.
Let's do this last story.
All
It's
right.
Derek finds something beautiful. God knows what it is. It's probably a biscuit.
This is the last of the short
Strap himself
pieces,
into
is that
this
right?
one.
Here we go.
Anyway, I set off for Watford, and just before I got to the Three Hammers, I saw this huge black object in the road. I couldn't make out what it was. There was no other traffic about at all. It had just gone midnight, about 25 to 1 I think it was. I pulled up, I went to investigate, and lo and behold, what did I find? A huge bass drum wrapped in a black cover, hardly damaged. Beautiful thing. I'd never seen one close like that before. Anyway, I put it in the back, and I couldn't close the boot because it was so big. I collected my passengers at the dance. I brought them to St Albans, collected my fare, and then on the way back to Victoria Street, my home, I took the drum into St Albans police station, and I said, I've just found this along the Watford Road. Yes. They said, what time was this, Mr James? And I told them. They took full particulars, and on Tuesday morning, I went into the police station. I inquired about the drum that I found. They said, oh yes, Mr James, it has been claimed they have collected it. It belonged to a dance band. Not even a word of thanks for returning a beautiful drum which I could have disposed of and got a lot of money, but of course that would not be right. I couldn't do that. But I was honest, but not even a word of thanks. I often wonder who that drum belonged to. I wonder if the owner is alive today. If he is, would you ask him to say thank you very much for returning my very beautiful bass drum?
It's not yours!
Oh my! No, it's not.
He's still bitter
I'll
about that
tell him.
900 years on.
I'll tell him. Yeah, I will tell him, Derek. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've got him. Oh no, I know. No, I know what you mean.
Oi,
It's the
Ken
big.
Basie.
Yeah.
Say thanks to Derek.
Oh, Keith Moon.
I don't understand.
It's John Bonham's drum.
I don't understand why that bugged him so much. He
Not
found-
a word of thanks.
Of course not, they don't know who he is. The police
No.
aren't going to say, oh, your drum was found by Mr. Derek James of Selby Street, are they? You know?
And then they're not going to turn. Dear, we got this from the information from the police. We'd like to send you a card and invite you to our next dance.
Again, it just demonstrates what I was talking about before, the sort of logical glue that, you know, of these stories just doesn't quite fit, you know?
I believe that story. I think he was very
Yeah.
He's definitely found a drum, yeah.
Also, he seems to think that drums are some sort of beautiful, almost extra-dimensional artifact.
Yes.
It's like, a drum?
Yes.
The
I've never
rarest and most
seen one.
beautiful of all things.
Oh, I was so close to the drum, I was trembling.
I touched
Oh, it
my
was a
hand.
drum. It was a musical instrument. It's like,
Other question: you're a band. You've got all your equipment in the van. The bass drum's quite big.
you'd hear it fall off
You'd
the
hear
back
it
of a
fall
truck.
out, and you'd probably know your route to go back and look for it. So,
Not a word of thanks.
so here's what I think. I think he just nicked it out the back of it. I just think he nicked it.
Then felt bad about it. Yeah.
Then gave it to the police
Yeah.
as some kind of elongated con to get, I don't know, a thank you from a stranger. I don't know.
He wants to be seen as a good person, and he wants to be praised, doesn't he? That's also a theme.
He wants validation. In
Yes.
fact, I would argue
And the
most of
Jimmy
his stories
story,
are
the
about
Irish
that.
Jimmy story, has a lot of that. He's playing the sort of white saviour sort of role in that, isn't he? He's sort of like saying,
Do you think he's in some respect he's like a small town Forrest Gump? In his own world, like he's the centre of all these weird stories where he grew up, and like he therefore expects to be more a mythological figure.
I think he feels underappreciated.
Yes.
There's definitely that there.
Yeah.
And I like all the detail about the being a taxi driver in that one as well. Like, it's all this stuff, like, Watford is quite near St Albans, isn't it? And he's driving back and forth, and he drops them off
was
at
he
the
a taxi
dance.
driver in that
you know.
story?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
I missed that bit. I was too busy thinking about cat fucking.
There's no...
You got the subtext.
One thing that one lacked was
Yeah.
any cat vagina subtext.
Shame.
Yeah.
4 out of 5.
Let's hope there's some in the long piece coming up.
Well, it is time now to take a little quick break, and then we will come back for the very final Derek story. We don't know what it's like. It might be I'll be honest, right now, Tom said it's a massive anticlimax.
Big surprise
That's
there.
a perfect ending for
Now,
Derek.
Paul,
Right.
when you say quick break, you mean
Well, I was going to have a cigarette and a wee.
yeah, a break for us, but for the listener, it'll be almost immediate, won't it?
All right,
Have you got a Squarespace sponsorship or something?
I'll put a sponsorship ad in now for a company that doesn't exist.
Well, I'll do it if you like. I'll make one up.
This episode's
I'll
been
make one
sponsored
up.
by Flagella's.
Oh no, I'll make it up. I've got one that
Go on.
will fit. Do you like knickers? Do you like reading about knickers? I'm John Grundy, and I've written a 3-piece monograph about knickers. There's Knickers 1, Knickers 2, and Knickers 3. The Grundertaker.
If you buy right now, you can use this discount
Come on, the
code.
Grundertaker, guys.
No, I'm actually going to right now say no
Yeah,
and move on.
Undertaker.
All right?
Yeah, come on.
I reckon the police sold the drum. Just throwing that out there.
Ah, well, yes, I reckon at this point.
I reckon he went in the
they started a
Tuesday and he
band.
went, what about the drum? He went, yeah, no, it's been claimed.
been sorted,
sir."
yeah.
And he's like, really, has it?
Did they thank me?
Did they thank me?
Did
No,
they
they
get
didn't.
down on their fucking knees and thank me?
I'm the best cab driver ever!
Did they give me a cat with knickers on?
you think the police see him like Corey Feldman in Gremlins? Where it's just like every time he comes in, there's a new lie.
They're just like, oh, fucking Derek's here.
Fucking Derek. What is it today? Someone fucked a cat, did they, Derek? Yeah?
Superintendent, if you could come down here, we've got Derek down here.
Hello, police detective.
Did anyone thank me for anything I've found? Or have you got any giant biscuits?
Yes, Derek. the hot lips said to say thank you to you for looking after their bin.
Oh, and also, Derek, the superintendent you talked to, he's dead. He died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
It was a strain.
He had a
It
stroke.
was the strain of carrying the drum around because it was fucking huge.
I think it was made of biscuits.
Right, now it's time for a break.
All right.
Oh, that's not the wrong button. All right, cool. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, that's definitely an hour's worth. This is going to be 15, so I reckon this is going to be a 90-minute episode. Ooh. Which is about par for the course.
Very nice.
Right, can I have a quick cigarette outside? Is that all right?
It was good.
Cool, and there's water, so let's do that. Oh, and I filmed this bit. Thank you, this is a little treat for Patreon. It's too late for that now.
Don't film it, I look extremely overweight. Don't.
It's like the royal family. My arse.
Oh my